as Exhibit A in substantially the same form, authorizing the city manager to execute said consultant agreement, providing the city manager and city attorney with the authority to do all things to effectuate this resolution, and providing for an effective date.
I would like to give a description of the matter. Our current Chief of Staff, Mr. Willis Howard, has submitted his resignation letter effective, I believe it's April 13th. He'll be moving on and going to do some greater things. Since he's been here, one of the main reasons that I did hire Mr. Howard to become part of my administrative team was to work on the annexation to get North Miami Beach to entitlement status over 50,000. We've made great strides with moving forward with this annexation. The ball is rolling. We're attempting to add to the current. We have something that's already down at the county. We have an application in place already. We're looking to add to that a second application, and that's what Mr. Howard has been working on since his time here. I just think it's prudent for Mr. Howard to continue on working on this project with myself and my staff, since he's been really carried it himself since he's been here. Also, he's been working with us and with dealing with the county to move forward with our expansion, extending the life of our CRA. So fiscal impact is about $70,000 for us to continue using the services of Mr. Howard. I did want to put this on the agenda. I wanted to have it here so everybody understood what was going on. I think I've shared with everybody he was resigning and moving forward. So this is really something that we need. I mean, this is one of the main things that I think that's been sitting around North Miami Beach for a while is get into entitlement status. There are a couple donut holes here that I've heard about as soon as I got here, as well as some other areas that are immediately east of I-95 that we need to look to bring into this city as well, down toward, I believe it's 6th Avenue, to bring in the Wawa and all of those other commercial properties. So that's what we're working on. I would love to continue using the services of Mr. Willis Howard. It's over 50,000, which is my threshold. Therefore, I did bring it to the body for the body to see it and make the decision for us to move forward. Thank you. I look for approval in the matter. Thank you.
Motion to introduce.
Second.
No.
All right, it's been introduced by Commissioner Florman and second by Commissioner Joseph. Do we want to have anybody want to come up for public comment?
Mubarak Hassan. We're paying a lawyer $55,000 a month, one lawyer. He gets some help, part-time help. He's a part-time employee as well. He's an interim city attorney. And why hasn't he read the charter as yet to tell the 7 of you, well, the mayor is not here as yet. Is the mayor coming tonight? Why is he not telling the 7 of you that you could only employ 3 charter officers? Now you can employ a law firm. You can't employ a driver. You can't employ a cook. You can't employ a consultant. You employed Esmond as a consultant, which I think was a misinterpretation of the charter, that you went down that road, and you were wrong then. You're going to be wrong again tonight. If you want to hire somebody as your lobbyist, if you want to hire somebody as a campaign manager, you can do that out of your private funds. You do not have to use city funds to hire a slew of campaign managers, campaign personnel. It's wrong what you're doing. And, this thing comes under this guise that he's going to be with this bringing 50,000 people. We have 32-story high condos, apartment buildings putting up around this city. We're going to make that 50,000 in no time. Over at Eastern Shores, most of you voted for that 2,000 at the foot of Eastern Shores, blocking up Eastern Shores. You voted for 2,000 units to be there. Is it 32 or 64-story high buildings that you voted here for? We're going to get this 50,000 with Willis Howard or without Willis Howard. We are going to get that role. We are going to get that goal. So having the pretext, having the camouflage that he's going to help us with this, to me is malarkey, baloney. It's just trying to help out another friend to get another job. I wish Willis Howard well in his new endeavors, and I hope that some of you have the backbone to stand up to what is taking place here in this city. I see the city of over on our south is coming and managing now our city here to the north.
Your time has ended, sir.
Yeah, some of our time would be ending pretty soon, not only the 3 minutes here. Thank you.
Time's up. All right, thank you.
One more comment. Thank you so much.
Well, excuse me, hold on. It's 11:30, and I just want to know if we want to take a vote for or against extending past midnight.
Vote no.
What?
I'm voting no.
Oh, Commissioner Kramer's no. Commissioner Jean?
But we didn't have a motion.
So someone please make a motion.
I thought we had to. Let me just ask, don't we have to vote? Don't we have to do this?
If you're going to go past midnight?
Right.
I think you
Yes, you do. Right. So do we have to have a motion or we just have to have a vote? I mean, it's an automatic thing that we just have to take a...
Otherwise, it's just will end at 12. So if you want to extend it past midnight.
Oh, so I don't make a motion then to do that.
Right.
Right. So that's why I said no.
Right.
We're not making a motion. We're just voting on it.
No,
No,
if
she
you want to
said
extend
someone
it,
has to
you
make
should
a motion.
Okay, so does
It's
someone
not me.
want to make a motion to go past midnight? Okay, so we're
Get it
not
done.
going past midnight. Okay,
get it done.
And
continue.
Pamela's happy.
Jeb Hamburger, Monticello. One thing that the city manager didn't say or disclose, which I think it's very important before the vote, is where is Willis Howard going to? Pretty much like to know, where's the job he got offered? Is it too much to ask?
Guess we can ask that. You're not...
Okay, so is it too much to ask? It would be nice for the residents to know, because there have been articles in the Miami Herald that Willis Howard is a political strategist and a paid campaign manager, and that's why he may be leaving this job. If that's the case, then we need to really consider, why are we hiring political strategists or campaign managers as consultants? That's a real conflict of interest and really violates many ethical concerns and questions. And he's getting another job, and he's double dipping 70,000. This is another theme on a whole night of themes of rent control and not allowing more regulations, more things that have a chance to backfire. We have a right to know where he's going, what his background is, and why we're paying him, just to incorporate certain areas. We just saw what happened with incorporation with Biscayne Gardens. Did you see the vote? No, there's not a really, we have to entice people to become City of North Miami Beach other than having a different color garbage can. Thank you.
Okay, public comment is closed. I did want to ask a question, but Commissioner Kramer, go first.
So I have lots of questions about this. Number one is, why do we need to hire a consultant who isn't an attorney? So in the past, when we were working on annexation, we had a law firm doing this for us. They were both consultant, lobbyists, lawyers. You need lawyers to work on annexation projects. Now, I don't know if Mr. Howard is here, so maybe he can brief us on why we should hire him. You're asking us to give you your blessing, to give us your blessing for this. So is this something, we're hiring him, are we allowed to hear from Mr. Howard? Or is this not something, we just vote on it, but it's all up to the manager to be able to interview and talk to him?
What I will answer is that I do bring all consultants before you that we do hire, and I don't think you interview any of the consultants. You just hired a $34 million firm and you didn't talk to them. So it's, I'm bringing it saying what I need to move the city forward, as I do with everything that we do here. So I'm just bringing it here asking for the vote, as I do with every item and every item that was on this agenda. We didn't bring the unleaded fuel people here to ask them why should we pay
Fine.
them.
You made your point. So, I mean, you did, so you don't have to go on. I'm not trying to cut you off, but there's just no point, and I understand what you're saying. So I would like to know then, because I have not been briefed about anything as far as annexation goes. I had no idea that you were considering annexing anything east of I-95. We were always concentrating on the donut hole, which was the enclaves outside of Monticello and you know, the 10th Avenue area. So what is it, where have we gotten in all the time that he's been here? Please let me know what he's achieved for us.
We've had several meetings with individuals at the county, some of the county commissioners, especially with Commissioner Sally Heyman, with some of the attorneys that we do use, that we are using to move forward with the annexation. We've identified other areas. That's what I'm telling you. We've identified other areas that we would like to possibly annex. We were really waiting on the final vote, as the gentleman alluded to, for Biscayne Gardens. Another part that we wanted to annex, which is those commercial properties, was in the Biscayne Gardens application. So,
But are you also looking to do the residential part of Biscayne Gardens?
There's a portion of residents that we are looking at also, but we had to wait. We were partnered together, but we had to wait for the Biscayne Garden election to take place. Once that failed, then now we move forward and we're working on finishing up our application to go forward.
But what makes us think that Biscayne Gardens would want to fold into North Miami Beach when they didn't even want to be their own city?
Well, it's not, I mean, it's what makes us think they don't want to be part. I mean, I think we have a lot to offer. You know, starting a new city is totally different than incorporating into a city. Totally different. They will lose some of the facts that we've gathered is they would save on their water surcharge. They would save on their fees that they have to pay to the county library fees. So there's ways that we've been working with, and that's also for the donut hole also. But there's other things that are there, other items that are there that can go away that actually might make it enticing for them to come in. We cut our budget some, look at, I mean, not budget, but millage rate, to look at what's that delta and how much we're going to pick up. Instead, when we do incorporate them, then we can lower our rate and we can pick up and operate the same. So that's all the stuff that needs to be worked out. At some point, we'll have to get to, when it's time for election, to put a ground team together to go out and see if people are, but spread the information of what NMB has to offer. So there's a lot of different aspects in moving forward with the annexation. The annexation is not just, hey, do you want to be here? No, it's not that. It's us going out, providing the information, what makes North Miami Beach great, talk about North Miami Beach Police, and all of the other matters, talk about North Miami Beach water as well.
So do you think that for 5 months, from April to September, he's going to be able to accomplish all of this? And why are we paying him the balance of whatever his salary was if he's not even working here full-time? He's not going to be doing this full-time. So why are we paying him his full-time salary and benefits?
I spoke with Mr. Howard. I came up with the price. We talked about a price to move forward with the item. I'm bringing forward what I did speak with Mr. Howard on for us to move forward. Again, it's also something to do with the CRA also. We will be having to lobby and go to the county for our CRA extension. A lot of the projects, you know, the NMB Place, the NMB Venus, a lot of these projects are coming up are looking for CRA money as we continue to try to develop Hanford Boulevard in our CRA district, the West Dixie Corridor. All of this stuff is contingent upon our CRA being renewed. Nobody sees it right now, but we're going to have to bond for Snake Creek Canal, the same meeting that we just had. That bond doesn't happen if we don't get the CRA extended.
Okay.
So those are the things.
There's no way. If you're going to hire a consultant, you don't hire a consultant for 5 months. There's a very specific dates that you have here, and there's a reason for that. And I'm not going to sit here and speculate, but obviously there's a reason why it's specifically this amount of time. And since when do we give consultants health benefits? Yes, when I understand when the chief left or whoever, you know, you've done this for, but this to me doesn't sound right. I think this is very shady. I'm extremely skeptical. I think you're paying him way too much because he's not any longer here full time, where you had him here from whatever hours his hours were as a full-time employee. He won't be a full-time employee. He's a consultant. He's going to be working with other people, yet we're going to pay him more money because you think he's so great, and yet I have not seen the fruits of his labor.
It's very unfortunate that you would say shady. I'm offended by that because it wasn't shady when I just approved the $34 million contract. It wasn't shady when I talked about unleaded fuel. It wasn't shady with anything else on this agenda. So please do not use the word shady when referring to your city manager. Please don't.
I didn't refer. I said
you did. You said shady. It's a shady deal. It's the deal that I brought forth.
Well, I think it's a ridiculous deal.
Okay,
Make a better deal. Make a better deal. Make a better deal. Why are we paying him a full-time amount of money for a part-time job? Then why doesn't he just stay here?
I've stated on the record what I'm bringing to the table.
And you think that people want to come here from Biscayne Gardens so that they don't have to pay for the library? They have a county library right there. I can't even believe you use that as an example.
It's
but I know exactly why, you know, we're looking, you know, whatever. I'm just
can we I was saying we can call the
Why don't you call the vote, because you know, it's all benefits.
Well, I wanted to ask a question. So he's going to be working until September 30th as a consultant?
And it might be beyond September 30th, that I meant to address that in my comments. The September 30th is the end of the fiscal year. So I'm just putting it down for the end of the fiscal year. That's what I'm putting down. So it might be extended. I do believe we won't get to the county and all of this stuff with annexation won't get to the county until about November. So November, December is when we're going to get to the county with the annexation. So he'll be on board, most likely past that, but I just put this together for the end of the fiscal year moving forward because I knew people would talk about the financial implications of it.
But at that point, if he's on past September 30th, are you going to pay him more?
Well, we'll have to come back or come with another contract for him, but I might have to bring it back to the commission.
Right. So then the question is, if he's going to be working as a consultant to the city, can he also be working as a political consultant to whoever is running?
Him being a consultant to the city has nothing to do with whatever outside employment he has. So, you know, I think it's unfortunate that we're trying to mix the two. It has nothing to do with the other. If he works as a consultant to do the annexation, that's what he's doing for us. And the CRA, that's what we're hiring him to do.
So I do want to say that when we did the tour with the county mayor, with Daniela Levine Cava, I did overhear him telling her that if Biscayne Gardens didn't pass to become their own city, that we would try to take part.
I think everybody knows exactly, because I've had this conversation with everybody. I've had this conversation with the Miami Herald as to why I hired Mr. Willis Howard. This was no secret. Everybody knew this from day one, what he was here to do. He was here for annexation in the
Right,
CRA.
but I'm just saying I did overhear.
Yeah, and he's been talking about it. We've been talking about it, and I've talked to all of you about it as we've been moving forward with talks of annexation. This is annexation. We didn't just, it just didn't fall out of the sky. You guys have been working on annexation for years, like every other project you've been working on that hasn't gotten done, and I came to get it done. That's what we're going to do.
Madam Vice Mayor, can I call the vote, please? Thank you.
Prior to doing that, I just want to say also the memorandum of understanding that we have with the county, that's one of the accomplishments that I do want to make sure we effectuate, because that's desperately needed. Also, the meeting with the governor, which even Ron Book himself said is something that's almost near impossible to get a meeting like that. So I want to thank Willis Howard for making sure that we did meet with the governor on our trip to Tallahassee. So
I'm going to have one more bite at the apple.
Okay, Commissioner Ballard.
I'm sorry, Commissioner Mackenzie, you done?
oh yes, I'm done.
Okay. No, I was gonna say, like, believe it or not, the people who live on the side of the Biscayne Gardens, they usually, most of them think they are in North Miami Beach. When you talk to them, they say, yeah, that's, oh yeah, we're in North Miami Beach. Who's responsible for our part? Because they always want to get something from North Miami Beach. So I think they used to be called, North Miami Beach. And, I'm sure they're going to be great. They're going to really want to be part of North Miami Beach. Maybe they didn't want their own city, but I can assure you that talking to a lot of residents living in that side, they want to be part of North Miami Beach. And then I just want to say, like, Mr. Howard, I really appreciate you. I think you've done a lot of things for our city. So we're looking forward to bringing the 50,000 plus so we can be that entitlement city that we missed during the
Census.
census. Yeah, during the census. So thank you.
Can we call the vote, please?
I just want to ask the manager one question. So if we did incorporate that part of, and maybe we should be talking about this in another time, but I'm just going to ask this question, not ask anymore. If we did incorporate that small part of Biscayne Gardens into North Miami Beach, do we know what the population is in that area?
It definitely, between that and the donut hole, it puts us over 50,000. It puts us well over 50,000.
It would have to be that and the donut hole.
Yes,
Put us
yes.
over 50,000. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Motion to approve.
Second, yes. Can we call the vote? We did the motion to approve, but we just have to call the vote.
Right.
Okay.
So it's a voice vote.
Madam Clerk?
All in favor?
Aye.
No.
Any opposed? Passes.
Passed unanimously. All right.
Excuse me.
Not.
They can't hear you on your
I didn't-
microphone.
And any opposed?
We can't.
I didn't hear
I said, well,
anything. That's all in favor?
I said no when you voted all in favor. Oh, when you said all in favor, I said no. My answer is no.
Okay.
Let's make that real clear.
Okay, that's fine. Noted. It does pass, and the vote is 5-1.
Motion to, we still have more shows.
Okay.